Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, what's up? My name is vianney.strick. Thank you so much for being here. As you can see by the title, I am giving you what you asked for. This is a part 2 video of a makeup tag, my favorite product from every brand, and this is a drugstore video. And just like in the last video, I'm going to give you guys like my top product and then an honorable mention because I cannot help myself. So make sure you go watch part 1 if you haven't. I will put it up here and link it down below. So yeah, if you guys like this video, please make sure to give it a big thumbs up. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel to join my squad. Let's get into it. Okay, before I jump right into it, I do want to say there might only be one video for me this week because if you guys are in Texas or Louisiana or just anywhere in the southeast, Hurricane Nicholas happened last night, so I didn't really get to like film yesterday because I was preparing for the hurricane. I will say I'm completely fine. There's literally no damage, no flood, just like the power went out for like 12 hours, but I'm fine. And if you did happen to get affected by Hurricane Nicholas, I hope that you guys are doing okay. Let me know if you are doing okay. I would love to hear positive messages from you guys. But yeah, just wanted to put that out there. I haven't really had a lot of time to film this week, but I'm excited for this video because you guys responded so well to part 1. So let's just jump right into it. I don't know what brand to start out with. Let's start out with good old-fashioned Wet n Wild. So obviously, if you guys watch me a lot, most of these products I do use on a regular basis because they are my favorites. So some of these are going to be repeats for you guys, but hope that you guys don't mind. So the first product that I want to talk about is actually a couple products, but it's the same thing. It's from the same line of Wet n Wild. My go-to products from Wet n Wild that I genuinely haven't put down since I tried it for the first time are the eyeliners. So this is the Breakaproof line, and let me tell you guys about both of these eyeliners. So right here is the Breakaproof waterproof retractable gel eyeliner. This is just a really good liner. I love the black one as well as the brown one. This is so affordable, and it is waterproof. I love putting eyeliner on my upper waterline, not my lower, and so this is always a really good option because it doesn't transfer down and it does last all day. You can smudge it, it's retractable. I believe it's like $2 and it's just really good. So if you're looking for a transfer proof eyeliner from the drugstore that you don't have to sharpen, this is a really good one. Also, the Breakaproof liquid liner is just as good. So here's a little bit of close up again. Breakaproof waterproof liquid liner. This is also in ultra black, and my favorite kind of liners are actually brush tips. I personally just feel like a brush tip is not only the easiest to use for me, especially for like a wing, but it also saturates the color very well. I feel like a lot of felt tips, if you are adding eyeliner over eyeshadow, they kind of start getting dirty from the eyeshadow transfer, and therefore it starts lacking pigment. I have never had a problem with this one. It's lasted me so long. Again, I believe it's like $2 or $3, and it is ultra black, and it is also waterproof and transfer proof. So these have definitely been my holy grail eyeliners, and they just happen to both be the same line, affordable and Wet n Wild. So I counted this as like one product, but I do want to tell you guys about an honorable mention that I think more people need to talk about. Mine is broken, and that's just one of the cons, but it's so worth your money. So this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Contouring Palette. This was in the shade Caramel Toffee. They do have a lighter shade called Dulce de Leche. I have both. This is great. It is a really big face palette. It is very inexpensive. The powders are so soft and pigmented, but super blendable. They're very buttery. Again, they're very pigmented. This is a really good highlighting shade, but since it is so like soft of a powder, you can easily grab a sponge and like pick product up to bake because that's how this powder is. It's not like super hard. And then the contour or bronzer is awesome. They're both very pigmented, very blendable. Just be careful with it because it is such like a smooth and soft powder. It can break easily, but I will say I've repurchased this many times just because it is so affordable and it's so good. So definitely don't forget about my honorable mention. I have so many swatches on my hand, so I figured let's just jump into KOKIE Cosmetics. So the first product, my favorite product from KOKIE Cosmetics, I'm actually wearing on my eyes right now. This eyeshadow palette is beautiful. This is the Artist palette in the shade Goddess. As you can see, this is more of like your warm tone, perfect fall eyeshadow palette. Reminds me a lot of the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. The packaging is beautiful. This packaging reminds me a lot of like the Tarte and Bloom palette. That kind of hard plastic with the chrome. It does have a pretty good size mirror. I mean, this whole compact feels high-end, and obviously it's drugstore price. They do have other shades. This is actually the only one that I've tried from this eyeshadow palette. I'm assuming all the formulas are the same, but just know that Goddess is beautiful. Today I decided to go with just a matte look and the, you know, pop of the inner corner. I have used a lot of the shimmers on camera before. I will put a video right here of me trying out a lot of KOKIE Cosmetics. Do we see this? So obviously the matte I have on my eyes, and you can see how beautiful, pigmented, blendable they are. But I just want to show you guys that the shimmers are like just as beautiful. I just was going for more of a matte vibe. I get so many comments saying that I say vibe instead of vibe. And guys, I'm sorry, it's my accent. My first language is Spanish. I don't know if that has anything to do with it, but I always say vibe. I mean vibe, whatever. You know what I mean. You don't have to tell me, you know what I mean. Look how beautiful. Look at this vibe. Okay, and then my honorable mention from KOKIE Cosmetics is their liners. Whether that's their eyeliners or their lip liners, they almost feel to me as if they're like the same formula. I have a lot of them here, and I actually have them swatched for you guys. Here are some of the lip liners swatched, and then that right here is one of the eyeliners. These are so pigmented, so creamy. I want to show you guys, like, see like how pigmented they are. So when we're just talking about the eyeliners, these compared to the Wet n Wild ones are a lot creamier and easier to use, but they're also $7. So they're almost double or triple the price. So if you do have a higher budget and you want something extra creamy, again, waterproof, non-transfer, then get this one. If your budget is way lower, the Wet n Wild is still such a great option. I am wearing the black one on my waterline right now, my upper waterline, and as you can see, there's barely any transfer. I will say this one is creamier than the Wet n Wild, so it does transfer just the tiniest bit, but it is creamier. So it really just depends on what you're looking for. So that's really good. And then the lip liners are awesome as well. They're very pigmented. Again, retractable. You don't have to sharpen them. They're just super smooth. They're really beautiful. Very affordable for a lip liner at the drugstore. They're just super nice. So I really like this formula. I feel like not very many people talk about KOKIE Cosmetics, so definitely go watch that video that I put. I'll also put it down below. I've done like a full face of KOKIE Cosmetics. They're a great drugstore brand, and I just feel like more people should talk about them. But yeah, I definitely am obsessed with these two products. Can't go wrong with either of them. Okay, next, let's talk about Covergirl. So if you've watched my channel over the years, I used to obsess over this foundation, and I still think it's really good, and it is my favorite product from Covergirl. This is the Covergirl True Blend Matte Made Foundation Comfort Matte. This is a shade M50, and it is the shade that I'm wearing today. So if you guys have similar skin tone as me, this is what I'm wearing, and as you can see, it looks great. I normally wouldn't buy a matte foundation. I do have normal to dry skin, but I am on, well, I think I used to be. I don't know if they took me off, but I used to be on the Covergirl PR list, and they sent me every shade of this foundation, and because of that, I did try it, and I ended up loving it. Comfort matte is definitely a good way to describe it. It's like a soft matte. It's not going to be dewy, but it's also not going to be drying. And it's not going to give you like that velvety finish. It's somewhere in between satin and matte. And you can get a medium to full coverage from it. It is supposed to be transfer resistant. I actually applied more of a lighter layer. That's why you can still see like my freckles, and you can still see some of my blemishes or freckles, if you will, but you can build this up to a full coverage if you need to. It wears beautifully. Like I said, it's not drying, it's not cakey, and it does wear for a very long time. So it's long wearing, drugstore, and I believe they have 40 shades. 40 shades for a drugstore option. Drugstore, I said that very word. Drugstore option, 40 shades, looks really nice. If you guys want to see a a review on this, I could put like my first impression. I'll put it right here. All these products that I'm talking about have obviously been my favorites for a long time. You could always search on YouTube vianney.strick, Covergirl, vianney.strick, KOKIE Cosmetics, and all these videos will pop up, but I will try to link as many as I can. And then my honorable mention is in the same line. It is called the Covergirl True Blend Undercover Concealer. This one that I have right here is in the shade M500 Soft Tan. I'm not wearing this concealer right now just because it is a little bit dark for me. If you have oily skin and you want the fullest coverage, you're gonna love this. This is literally just as high coverage as Tarte Shape Tape, but it is on the matte side. So if you do have more dry to normal skin, this might not be the best for you, but this also could work a lot for like spot concealing. The only thing I will say about this is that it does kind of oxidize, so definitely go a shade lighter than you're used to. That's why I can't wear this shade, because I know it's going to oxidize. It's literally one of the most full coverage concealers at the drugstore. It's just pretty matte, so just keep that in mind depending on what skin type you have. So in my last video, I put in a place in my video that if you're still watching, to comment an emoji. And I loved seeing all of you guys putting that emoji because it made me realize like who watches like all of my video, and I want to just keep doing it because I like to recognize like the people that do watch my videos like all the way through. So if you're still watching right now, I want you to comment a fall leaf. Whatever leaf, just a fall leaf, put it in the comments just so I can see who the real ones are. Let's talk about Jcat Beauty because I feel like not a lot of people talk about Jcat Beauty anymore, and I'm here to talk about it. I have two products, and I'm having a hard time deciding which one's the honorable mention and which one's my top one. It's kind of a tie. They're both really good, so I'll just show you guys both. First, let me talk to you guys about this foundation. So this is the Jcat Beauty Aqua Shiren's Compact Foundation. This one is in the shade Soft Tan. It is a powder foundation that is full coverage, that is good for all skin types. So I know that for a lot of people, if you have dry skin, you kind of tend to stay away from a powder foundation, but you don't have to worry about this. It's literally called Aqua Shiren's, and I really like it. I love using it. You know, I put a little bit of concealer, and then I'll use this with a big fluffy brush just to kind of dust it all over my face, and it gives me like a medium coverage. But if you do like grab like a denser brush, you can literally like pat it in and it'll give you more of a full coverage. This is a good foundation to keep in your purse to touch up. It does have a mirror, and it also comes with a sponge. I don't have the sponge anymore, but it's good to keep handy. Very affordable, and it's just really nice. And it's a powder foundation from the drugstore that doesn't dry your skin out. Okay, and then the other product, I really enjoy this. So this is called the Jcat Beauty Priss Metal Chrome Eye Mousse. This one that I have is in the shade Chrome Galaxy, and these are just the most reflective, beautiful eyeshadows from the drugstore that are super affordable and super like high-end looking. Look how stunning this looks. It's literally like a cream shadow. It definitely dries down, so that's super nice because it does give it more staying power, but it is creamy enough to give you that like super blindy look. Here it is blended out. It's absolutely stunning, and they have a crap ton of shades to choose from. So, you know, if you have you know, more matte shades, or if you have a perfect palette where you're just missing some pops of shimmer, pops of color, definitely try these out. They're super affordable. They're very tiny, and you don't need a lot of it, and they don't take up space, and they're just great. So here is a very affordable option for such a cool product. We have two more brands. So I'm going to talk about LA Girl really quickly. So the #1 product from LA Girl is very recent. It's actually their newest product, but I'm just so in love with it, and I've used it so many times already that I can say like this is my favorite product. Are you shocked? This is the LA Girl Tinted Foundation, and I do have it in the shade Tawny. If you want to perfect your skin naturally looking, try this. If you have very oily skin, I'm not sure how this will work for you. If you have a lot to cover, I don't know how this will work for you. But if you have like normal to dry skin and you just want like almost like a skin tint, but that is not like greasy or overly hydrating or balmy, this is perfect. I don't love using a lot of skin tints because sometimes they tend to be kind of like a moisturizer, and I personally just don't like anything that feels heavy on my skin, and this is perfect because this is one of those products that will make a difference, but it also, you could wear it by itself and nobody would know that you have face makeup on. It does perfect your skin enough to make you feel good about your skin, but you could easily wear this by itself and people would just think your skin's perfect. So it's really cool. I love pairing this with a high coverage concealer, and this will provide a super like lightweight base that is perfected. And I do sometimes do like full coverage with it. As long as you use a high coverage concealer, you can get away with using this as a foundation, and then that way you don't have so much product on your skin. It's beautiful, it's affordable, and I really, really enjoy it. If you guys want to see a review on this, right here. Okay, and then my second honorable mention is gonna be their lip liners. I have two of their lip liners right here. I just wanted to show you guys that I'm talking about the retractable lip liners, not the pencil lip liners. These are still good, but the retractable ones are just way creamier and more pigmented. So this is called the LA Girl Ultimate Intense Stay Auto Lip Liner. This one's in the shade Keep It Spicy. If you're wondering about my lip combo, I'm wearing this lip liner with the Morphe matte lipstick in the shade Tempt, and then I am wearing the e.l.f. Mint Melt Lip Gloss per usual. This is just a really good lip liner. If you were to ask me which lip liner is better, either KOKIE or the LA Girl one, they're both the same. They're both just as good. KOKIE is gonna be a little bit more expensive than LA Girl, but it really just depends on where you find your perfect shades. So, but they're both gonna be very affordable. I personally can't find my perfect like everyday shade with the KOKIE ones. They tend to be too cool tone or too light for me. This shade though is stunning. Keep It Spicy is like kind of like my perfect like mauve brown mid-tone shade. They're both really good, so it really just depends on the shades and like of course your price range, but they're both going to be very affordable. And the last brand I want to talk about is Physicians Formula. There's going to be a no-brainer here, no shocker. My number one product from Physicians Formula is going to be their Butter Bronzer. This one right here is in the shade Deep Bronzer. I'm not going to dwell on it too much just because I'm sure most of you guys already know about this bronzer, but it smells really good, smells like vacation. It's very pigmented but very blendable, and it is more of like a radiant matte finish, if that makes sense. It's not flat, but it's not shimmery. It's more of like a satin, and I think that's why so many people love it, because it's not gonna look shiny and kind of like emphasize texture, but it's not going to look flat or dull. So it's like the perfect formula. It's worth the money. I know it's a little bit like higher price than other drugstore bronzers, but this does last a really long time. This is the only one that I've had, and I haven't even touched pan. So really, really nice. I will link it down below, and you guys can kind of see the shade range and see if it works for you. My honorable mention is actually something that I literally never see anybody talk about, but I literally got these out of my purse. I keep this with me everywhere. So these are called the Physicians Formula Diamond Plumpers. The lighter one is in light pink Princess Cut, and the darker one is in pink Radiant Cut. I didn't realize it. I have a Radiant Cut. These are awesome. These are lip plumpers that are nice and thick, but not sticky. They're hydrating. I always have to have chapstick on me, but when I use this, like, they hydrate my lips enough, and they're just so nice. Like, they really do plump your lips. If you want more of a pinky look, of course, get the pink one. This looks so beautiful by itself. It would also be a beautiful topper. And then this one, the lighter one, it also makes your lips a little bit pink just because it is a lip plumper, but it's more of a natural pink. So it really just depends. They're both the exact same thing. It just depends on the shade. As you can see, that pink one is so, so stunning. They're both like sparkly, and then this is just like clear with a little bit of like that light pink sparkle. They smell kind of like Red Hots. And like I said, they're just super nice. Nobody talks about these. They're great lip plumpers from the drugstore. They last a long time. They're nice and thick and not sticky. And the packaging is also really cute, so that always helps. Alrighty guys, and that is the end of the video. I hope that you guys enjoyed part 2 as much as you enjoyed part 1. I will link part 1 down below. Let me know what you guys want to see next. Again, please stay safe. I hope that everybody's okay from all the crazy weather. And I will just see you guys in my next video. I love you guys so much, and I will see you next time. Bye. So these two have just been like my holy grail eyeliners in general, and so these two have been my eyeliner. So these have definitely been my. So these have definitely been my. Damn it.